Troublesome times are here, feeling men's hearts with fear. Freedom we all hold dear, now is that day. Humble your heart to God, save from the traps being wrought. Seek the way pilgrims trod, Christians away. My Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom.
Thanks for joining us and going to spend a little time with us today. But I tell you what, I'm going to enjoy myself today. And mamas, if you got some little boys around there, you ground them up and get them in there in front of the television, because our guest today is a first-time guest, and it's not going to be the only time he's going to be here. But it's an honor for me to welcome to our set today Mr. CraigGillium. Is that right?
Thank you, CraigGillium. Yes,
sir. Craig. You are the son of the legendary coach from Tennessee State, Joe Gilliam.
Yes, I am.
And you are the brother of the one and only Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam.
Proud brother.
Proud brother.
Yes.
And I want you to know, Greg, it is an honor to meet you, and it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You want to talk about a football camp that y'all are doing. We're going to talk about the football camp.
Okay.
We'll get all that on.
Okay.
But I want to talk your family. I want to talk the importance of your family. When you came in early for the interview today, you got here early and said you played football for your father, and he taught you to be early for meetings.
Yes, it's one of the things that he insisted on, even as a child, for dinner, curfews, the time you come inside once it gets dark. He insisted on us being on time. Now, on time for Daddy is 15 minutes early.
I love it. I love it.
That's the only time. So we'd come to the dinner table, and we would be sitting down, and we normally, 15 minutes, we're going to eat at 5:30. We're going to be there at 5:15, and we would talk a little bit, tell about our day before Mama put it on the table. But the meal would start at 5:30. Mm-hmm. But we would come there early. The meetings that we had, he insisted about the classes. I played for him once I was in college. He insisted that we go to school. And he also had what we called back then a progress attendance report.
Okay.
That we turned in to Daddy. We would take that report and go around to each one of the teachers at the end of the last day of that class for the week, and we would get that teacher to sign it. Then we would turn it in to my father. Daddy would always say that could be a good instance where you learn how to get something from somebody that you need.
Okay.
Because
good.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yes. There's a certain way you have to go to those teachers.
Now, you wrote the report.
No.
The progress report. You got the teachers to write the report?
Yeah, right. It was a sheet.
Yeah, I understand.
With names, with the name of your class, name of the teacher, the signature of the teacher, and comments. They would put, did well this week, test coming up next week, did well on test this week. And they would sign the sheet, and we would take that sheet. It was a form, and we would go by each one of the teachers. You'd pick the form up on Monday by 12 o'clock from my father, turn it in Friday by 4 o'clock.
That is great. You were blessed to grow up in a home with a father that loves you, wasn't you?
Extremely blessed.
Now,
yes.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Now, I have, living right now, I have my sister Kim, who's in grad school up there in Indiana at Bloomington, and myself. We had a sister, Sonia, went to Pearl High School. She's dead now. Okay. And I had Joe Gilliam, Jr.
Joe Gilliam. Jefferson Street.
Jefferson Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the game. I believe this with all my heart. Had Jefferson Street, if Joe, you call him Joey.
Yeah.
Never got to meet him. Always wanted to. Never got to meet him. And especially since I've gotten interested in ministry and got to going, I wish I'd just run him down and met him. Mm-hmm. I saw the game where he was playing for Pittsburgh, and I believe with all my heart, had he not gotten sick, nobody would know who Terry Bradshaw is today, because he was that good a quarterback.
Yes. There have been some documentaries, NFL documentaries, where Terry Bradshaw discussed that particular event. And Terry Bradshaw himself admitted that had not it been for Joey getting, hurt or sick, that he never would have played in the NFL because Joey was that good.
He was that good.
He was that good. And he was smart. Now, Bradshaw didn't have the persona for a extremely smart. He was a good old boy from Louisiana.
Yeah. They wear him out still today.
Yeah, and that was his persona. He's a good old boy but Joey, since we had our father to teach us literally from the crib up about football, Joey was a good football mind. He called his own plays.
Bush, that's good.
At the Pittsburgh Steelers and at Tennessee State.
Well, he understood the game, but
Yes.
he'd gotten it since he was, when you were sitting around the table eating, y'all would talk football. Is your mother still living?
No, my mother died about
sorry.
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Beautiful woman. Now,
Had to be.
that was the glue. Daddy taught us about work ethics, being a man. Mama taught us about being a humanitarian and human being.
That is so much. Mamas, I hope you're watching this. I tell you what, and guys, I tell you what, you got babies out there somewhere you're not taking care of, you need to listen to this man. Listen to what he's saying. He's talking about they was able to achieve what they've been able to achieve, and I mean, it goes on and on and on. He wants to talk about a football camp here today and let the people in Nashville know about this camp, but he had a daddy in the home that was a daddy, a good friend of yours, Sam Coleman.
Sam Coleman.
Coleman comes on and he talks long about this. Take care of your children. Stand up and take care of them.
Right.
And I'm so proud.
And take care of your wife.
Yes, absolutely.
Love
Don't need to be
honor
calling her names.
No.
do you?
Love and honor
her. That's
your
right.
wife.
And respect her.
And respect her.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, are you a school teacher?
I'm a retired school teacher, and I've coached and taught in a lot of different places, high school and college. I got about 30 years.
Let me see that ring right there. And that you don't have to take it off. Now, see, that's the kind of ring I need. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. Can you zoom in on this? Where's Betsy? Can you zoom in on that, Betsy? Let her a second here and let her work in on it. Doesn't that look good? Ooh. Boy, doesn't it look good? Congratulations. Now, where'd you get this ring from?
Now, I was Maurice Fitzgerald at Pearl Cone High School in 96 and 97, was the head coach, and I was retired then. Well, truthfully, we were fired from Tennessee State.
Okay.
And my father.
That's the sports world. You got to go ahead.
Yeah, my father called me over to the house, and he said, Craig, a Tennessee State Tiger is coaching, and he needs you. I said, but Daddy, I'm retired. He says, Craig, a Tiger needs you.
That's good.
And I went over there with Maurice. He made me his defensive coordinator. I was over there 2 years, 96 and 97, and we won 2 state championships back to back.
Now, did he coach basketball too?
I'm not sure about the back then.
I know Coach Fitzgerald. I know that name.
Yeah. Now he might be doing now at the charter school he's at, but then he just coached football.
Okay, I may have mixed up with somebody else. Now, I don't know where I mentioned this. We talked about it a while ago, and I learned this. I didn't know this, that your brother was the first African American quarterback.
Yes.
In NFL.
In the NFL, right.
Boy, that's
right.
nice.
He was the first African American. Now, to put some parameters on it, he was the first African American quarterback to start.
Drafted to start.
And he started in the NFL, and he won 2 Super Bowls. It's either 8 and 9 or 9 and 10. Yes, we have 2 Super Bowls. Daddy has them in the safe deposit box. But Joey left Daddy 2 Super Bowl rings.
That's something.
Yes,
that
it is.
is so much.
Yes.
You want to talk about a camp, and then I'm going to come back and talk about family and the importance of family and all this, but I want to make sure we get your camp in. So you have a camp for inner city children.
Yes.
Let's get everything you want to say about this camp out here. So I don't ask the right question. You just go ahead and answer it, just like I did, okay?
This is Joe Gilliam football camp. In the spring of 2000, David Dingler, a Nashville businessman, Howard Gentry, and
Howard
from Nashville government, and Joe Gilliam Jr. came up with the concept of a football camp for inner city youths that could not normally afford a football camp. and they talked it over, and
That's done here in Nashville.
right here in Nashville at the Tennessee State University practice football field.
Okay.
And it'll start the day after. It always starts the day after Labor Day.
Okay.
Those dates actually change, but this year it'll be the 29th of May through the 1st of June. It's a 4-day camp.
Okay.
Now, we are a 501c3 charitable organization.
Okay.
The reasons for this camp are twofold. First of all, to have an intense drilling and teaching for the inner city youth on all aspects and for every position.
Of
playing football, tackling, blocking,
the basics.
yes, the basics. And also as a monument to my brother, Joe Gilliam Jr. Yeah. Currently, we've been 13 years, consecutive years in doing this camp. It's the oldest co-ed football camp in Nashville. We're co-educational, non-contact. We don't do any contact.
So you're just really working on fundamentals.
Really working on
You're trying to get into these young people's heads. This is the way you do it, the right way.
Right, because you have to teach them the fundamentals. Even that's before they put on their pads. They have to know the steps, where to place the head, where to place the hands, like in tackling and blocking, what foot to step with, according to the blocking scheme, and catching.
Now, see, what you're teaching is what my kids need. What my kids, they don't want to hear all that. They just want to be there when they turn the cameras on and get the check. They don't want to go through all the work of having to follow all the instructions. You'd confuse my kids. Yeah. My kids need to be in your camp.
Yes.
Because fundamentals, that's where you live life. That's where you live life.
And they learn some life lessons in there. One of the biggest life lessons, I think, would be working together as a team instead of I, my, me.
You know what I'm finding about and I work with inner city kids. I'm inner city ministry, my community. I call them my folks. We grew up together.
Yes.
Me and the inner city of Nashville growing up together. Knox and Buns and whatever. We grew up together. And so I am finding that my guys, that particularly ones that's come out of such dysfunctional homes where they didn't have a mother like you had. They had a mother that loved them, but she didn't have parenting skills. They don't know how to build relationships, so therefore they don't do well working together as a team. What you're teaching these young people here is you can be a part of a team because a team is stronger than one.
Right. And how to be a part of the team.
How to be, that's what's missing. How to be a part of the team.
How to do that, yes, yes. We actually do that. Now, the age group is 10 to 17.
10 to 17. 17-year-olds getting pretty good sized boys.
Right, right. Now, there is a concept that we use that separates, we call them the big ones from the little ones. That's
okay.
It.
Okay.
The big ones, they do things together. The little ones, they do those same things together. See, we have a coaching staff up there of about 15 people. We have some that specialize in the younger kids. We have some that specialize in high school. So we separate.
Now, are your coaches ex-Tigers?
Yes, yes. All of them are ex-Tigers. We have James Johnson, former football player, San Francisco 49ers. Larry House, former player, works for.
I know that name.
Yeah, Larry works for Bridgestone.
Okay.
Ben Alexander, who's a former Tennessee State player, and started at Pittsburgh and the Giants.
Okay.
He's here now.
So you got some people that know what's going on.
Yeah, he's here now coaching at Gallatin. Now my uncle, and we haven't brought that up, Frank Gilliam is one of the coaches. Now Uncle Frank was his last job before he retired was vice president in charge of player personnel with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah, and he played football at Iowa, won a Rose Bowl, played for Bud Grant up there. And we also, I can't be remiss with, we also have, since we have a co-ed camp, we have co-ed staff.
Okay.
We have the linebacker coach who will be coaching the linebackers this year, Dr. Young Ziegler, a Tennessee State full professor in biology.
Oh,
Yes. She coaches a youth team. She also played for the women's semi-pro football team here and coached Dr. Young Ziegler. So we have a very wide variety.
Do many girls come? Do they interested in it?
Oh, yes. Last year, by position, we had 2 free safeties. We had 6 linemen. They were nice-sized girls. We had
Now, what do you say when you walk up to a lady that's a lineman? I mean, except yes, ma'am. I mean, that's all you can say, isn't it?
Can say. That's about all you can say.
You can't grin.
No.
You can't have a smirk on your
No,
face.
that's right. That's right. No, you can't.
You can just say yes, ma'am.
And we had 2 linebackers. You know, that's a rough position.
Really?
2 linebackers. Seemed like they had a little experience before they came to us. They were, for a football player, I'm not going to classify women, for a football player, they were pretty polished. She was, like I'd rate the linebackers, she was in the top 5.
Now, some of that stuff, are you rating them on their ability to read that offense and what they're doing?
The drills.
Drills.
What they do in the drills. That is only one aspect to read the line. We teach the reading, but we also teach them through drills how to handle their feet and get through to a hole, how to pass coverage, the proper techniques for tackling in all aspects. If you get head on, if you got him an angle, if you have to angle and run for him. We actually teach them, that's what they evaluate.
See, the football, do you see football a whole lot different than I see football? Because I'm not smart enough to do what you're doing and all this stuff. And the person that you really enjoy watching football with is my wife, who has absolutely zero knowledge of football. And she used to, I just loved to watch the Titans when Pac-Man was here.
Okay.
She loved Pac-Man. And Pac-Man is, because I watched him, he catch that ball, he started across the field. And everybody talks about going north and south. Well, Pac-Man go east and west, but he's looking for an angle. Right. And she would start in, "You going the wrong way, son? You going the wrong way, son? You going the wrong way? Yeah, go!" Because boy, he'd hit a hole and be gone.
Yes.
And I would watch her more than I watch football game because she's so entertaining. And I know more about it than she does, but not a whole lot.
Okay.
So, but you're talking about stuff here that it's a complicated sport, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But through the term or through the activity of drilling, that's repetition, doing the same thing over and over again. In the 4-day camp, they leave there with some good things. But it is complicated, don't get me wrong. It is complicated. But by going over each day.
It's not to them.
No.
They learn.
Yeah.
Once you understand something, I got a new phone today. I can't even use a thing. Once I understand it, if I live long enough, and my little 9-year-old can have enough time to teach me how to use it, then it won't be complicated. But right now, it's really complicated.
But now we have, like for tackling, we have 15, 16 different drills to teach that one thing, so it won't get monotonous for them.
Boy, that's got to be. Now, the kids enjoy this?
Love it.
What time you start in the morning?
We start at 9 o'clock and end up at 3.
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
They eat?
In the heat.
But now they eat. Do they get to eat there at the
lunch? At the camp. At the lunch meal, we have different sponsors because this camp is sponsored by different, Tennessee State alumni, Tennessee State players and supporters. The business community supports us, and the NFL. But going back to the meals, I'm sorry.
You got a telephone.
I'm sorry.
See, your phone works.
I'm sorry.
Somebody
I'm
calling
sorry.
you up.
I'm sorry. Let me cut it
That's
off.
All right. That's all right.
No,
Nobody here with us.
Sir, you won't believe this. This is Richard Dent on the phone.
Are you serious? How about that? You got it. You got it.
Anyway, I'm gonna call him right back. But
well, you might all go and talk to him. Big as he is, you might have gone.
What you think? What you think?
I think you might ought to. Tell him you're doing a TV interview
right
now. and tell him I said hello. That's a first. That's good. That's good.
Isn't this something very
great.
We're talking about
him here.
Yes.
There you go. It is great.
Richard. Look here, you're on TV talking. I'm doing a TV show. We're right in the middle of it, Richard, and we're talking. What's up? Yeah. The cameras are rolling as we speak. No, just me.
Watched you a million times, son.
Yeah. What's up?
We're going to get this taken care of, folks. Y'all just hang in there. This is good. Not every day you get to talk to Richard Dent.
Okay, call Monk, and Monk's the chairman. Call Monk and tell him you talked to me. Okay. All right then. As soon as this show over, I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, thank you, Richard.
Now, did you stage that?
No, sir.
We just sat down here.
No, sir.
Before we came on, we were talking about Richard Dent. That is great.
He called. I was telling you about the former football players are going to honor Daddy.
Yes.
And Richard is in charge of getting people to film it there.
Okay.
And he was just calling me and telling me, and it's going to be the 26th. It's next, not this Saturday, next Saturday.
When we're taping this in May. Because, see, this will play on and on.
Okay.
You'll be get home one day and sit down, turn it on, and see yourself on. You'll have to be on 3 months from now, 6 months from now, or 8 months from now. You may be on. So,
yeah.
But that's great. That's first time. That's good. But
the meals, as we were talking about, McDonald's sponsors the Tuesday meal. Jack's Barbecue, businessman here in the city, sponsors
it's a good place to eat,
yes, it is. Sponsors the Wednesday meal. The old timers, Tennessee State football players, Sam Smith, King, Dunlap, they do the Thursday meal. And the social club Untouchables with Frank Pillow, Moore, George Brazelton, Gilmore, Lorenzo Johnson, they sponsor the Friday meal.
you had a football play. I'm going back to football. We'll get back to this camp.
Okay.
Mama, you want to get your kids in this camp, that'll be fine. They'd love it. How do they get in? How do they get in touch with you, get in the camp? We don't want to forget that. If they want to be, if a parent's sitting here wanting to be have their children involved in this camp, what do they do?
They can call my father, and that number I'm going to have to
look it up. That's all right. Take your time. Well, they can call me here.
352-6429.
352-6429.
And that'll be Daddy. Now, we also have with the camp, we go through the recreation centers. And we pick
community centers.
The community centers.
Okay.
And we pick the children up. We have transportation, and we pick the children up at various community centers.
So Mama just send your kid down, get them signed up and everything, but they'll come to the community center. They'll meet them down at the center.
And they will pick them up.
In our community, we'll meet you down at the center. Yeah, well, that flies everywhere. It don't matter what part of town you're in.
And then take them back.
Okay, now then, you had a quarterback. Is that everything we need to say about getting the camp in? You got something else you want to cover? We ain't got 5 minutes to go.
We ain't got but 5 minutes?
No, we ain't got 5 to go. We done talked 25 minutes, so you talk. You got something else you want to cover? I want you to get it all in.
Oh, the campers, yes. The campers will get T-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. For the camp. At the end of the camp on Friday, we'll have a touch football tournament, single elimination.
Okay.
The winners will get the chance to go pick from the NFL paraphernalia, because the NFL sends us caps, T-shirts, gloves. They will be able to come and they will have the first pick, autographed balls. This year we have a Percy Harmon autographed jersey.
Okay. Now, how many is on a team in this touch football? You got 11?
No. We got as many as sometimes there's 15 of them on a team.
So you divide them up?
We divide them up. Okay. Each coach will pick a team.
Now, you said there's no contact. Mama, if you're worried about them getting hurt, there's no contact in these drills.
It's
all fundamentals.
All fundamentals. And the game is flag.
Flag, okay.
You pull the flag out, yeah.
Well, if NFL keeps on, it's going to all be flagged before it's over, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't do nothing up there. Can't touch nobody.
I saw a documentary back, and this one, it was back when old Namath was playing. I'm back there, And this poor fella got hurt on the field, and you've probably seen the documentary. 4 guys picked him up. And they come dragging him off the field and laid him down.
I saw that.
And I thought, man, it has changed a lot.
Yes.
It was a get and go. We got 3 minutes to go. Anything else you want to cover here?
Just that our sponsors, if anyone out there is listening to sponsors, the Nashville business community, anyone that is interested in the youth, the inner city youth, and keep maintaining a place for them to learn football.
And learn some life skills.
And learn some life skills and be well looked after. They could sponsor. We have sponsors that give us $25.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take any amount.
If a whole community works together, it
Yes.
makes it easier.
Makes it easier.
And how many years you been doing it?
This is the 13th year. I actually handled the camp now for my father. He's getting up in age, and and this is my 3rd year that I've actually handled the camp.
You played for your father, and now he's telling you what to do and directing his camp. I'm sure he'll always do that.
Yes.
Won't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As a person, as a son, he'll always give me advice and tell me what to do, because in his 67 years I've been alive, I have never been led astray by my father.
Boy, I tell you what, kids, I hope y'all are listening to this. This is so good. This is so good. You love your daddy, don't you?
To death.
And I see, Greg, so many of my kids, they hate their father. Matter of fact, they don't even know who he is, and they're trapped out in that world of hopelessness. And in teaching them, talking about God the Father, at one point we had to back off of that phrase because they had such a resentment for the lack of a father being involved in their life. They transferred it to not trusting God Almighty, and we had to back off of that and work with them and build up that trust. And once we was with them and spent time with them and played the father role in their lives, that trust was established, and we was able to get that. I went to a Tennessee State football game one night. A friend of mine, Howard Young, carried me to the game, and there was a quarterback, and it was 747 was what they called him.
Joe Adams.
Joe Adams, and it was a football game. Now, I'm a Vanderbilt fan. I come and saw Joe Adams throw that ball, and I had never seen anything like that in my life.
Yes,
it was great.
It was something.
I appreciate we got to go. I appreciate your work with inner city children, because our inner city community needs our help and needs everybody to be involved. Everybody doing everything they can to take care of our children. I appreciate your family and what you've done to our city, and your associates and people like Howard Gentry, and being a pillar in this community. And it's just an honor to have you here. I hope you'll come back sometime.
Thank you, sir.
And you tell your father that I have a great deal of respect for him, and we love y'all in Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
this opportunity to come sit talk with you.
Thank you so much. God bless. Thanks for tuning in.
God bless
this is a
you
great
all.
time. That's right.
Trouble sometimes are here, feeling in touch with fear. Freedom we all hold dear, now is that day. Humble your hearts to God, safe from the chance being wrong. Seek the way pilgrims trod, Christians away. My Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom. Trumpets will sound, and all of the dead shall rise. Righteous me in the skies. I'm going where no one dies, heavenward bound. Well, troubles will soon be o'er, happy forevermore. When we meet on that shore, free from all care. Rising up in the skies, sailing this